My name is Mika Rautiainen. I'm the CEO and founder of Valossa, which is high technology university spin-off from Oulu. We are doing computer software that makes computers understand video like humans do. And we have a team of 21 people, lots of PhDs, lots of master's level scientists that have been working on video recognition at the university, and we spun out as a company in 2015, and we have already built up a platform that is available in the cloud and that is able to recognize and understand lots of things happening in the video. We are a VC funded company, so the last funding round was led by UK VC. Why is it important to have computers to understand what's happening in the video? So if you look at the consumption of video, it's rapidly rising. So over 200 million viewers in the US are watching digital video as we speak annually, and every minute there's 300 hours of content uploaded to the YouTube. Cisco is predicting that the video is going to be 82% of the IP traffic by 2021. And there are almost 3 million views every minute in the YouTube video. So it's a huge kind of time sink, but also huge opportunity for content creators, and it has democratized the production and delivery of the video. It also gives a side effect. So Facebook alone requires to have 7,500 content moderators to watch out the content that is not appropriate for any audiences. And this explosive growth actually means that this is unmanageable by humans. It means that it's unmanageable by curating or finding the content, but also unmanageable in the sense of even producing content in the rapid speed. So there's so much new content coming up in the online space that even the big companies are struggling to find out ways to deliver multiple platform formats for their kind of big production content. It's going so bad that Wall Street Journal actually named the worst tech job to be content moderation, basically looking at the depravity of the humanity when people are uploading lots of stuff like suicides and nasty killings also in these platforms. So who is going to make sense of all of this content? Do we need more and more people screening the content or producing content and so on? No, that's not feasible. We require to have computers to do that. So this kind of uncharted territory, which is kind of unstructured video content, is going to be structured, dissected, and understood by computers in almost like superhuman capability. And this is already happening. So, for example, our software that is currently available in the cloud is able to extract the identities of people, their facial sentiment, thousands of visual objects, audio sounds, speech keywords, and associate topics, and especially highlight explicit content that we are collaborating with leading European media broadcasters with. So one of the things to consider when you consider AI to be part of the media content production workflow, you need to have solutions that are simple to train. So many of the media and entertainment companies are coming to us and saying that we don't have time to train this huge deep neural networks. We need to have a rapid progress of training. So, for example, you can pinpoint a single image or a couple of images of a person, and then that is becoming kind of a known identity for the computer. And this is already happening and available. The performance needs to be verifiable. People don't trust AI recognition capabilities at the moment so much, so they need to find out how accurate they are finding stuff. And this is especially tough call when it comes to compliance and moderation. So people are suspicious on whether AI is missing something or creating too much false positives. So this is part of the machine learning dilemma when it comes to understanding that against the human performance. I have to say though that humans also make mistakes, but people are more kind of lenient towards human mistakes, but very unforgiving against computer mistakes. Then there's also need to understand and kind of comprehend what is happening. Video is so rich information format that most of the people, when they are watching video, forget 90% 5% or 98% of the stuff they are seeing in the videos, and they just remember the memorable moments. The AI never forgets. It actually dissects a video millisecond by millisecond and gives you enough information that you can construct a lot of new ideas out of that information. It has to be easily integratable to existing workflow systems when you're doing production, content production, for example, with the existing editing software. You need to have AI attached to that. And then also customized recognition. We have customers who want us to recognize coffee making machines or finding certain brands in the advertisements, and of course finding specific inappropriate content elements, symbols and so on. Lots of these kind of customizations need to be taken care of. And of course it has to be adaptable to human workflow, human processes. It has to augment the human capability and not make humans kind of change significantly the way they are working with the content. So with our products, we already have technology that can recognize people, objects, scenes, styles, sounds, and even highlight explicit content as an API that can be used for indexing content stuff. We have video insight tools that actually make sense of the video data, and we can customize the models. And I think I was about to show the video, but maybe it's more interesting to see actually what AI is doing when it's dissecting a video by analyzing it. So I put a video that was basically instructional video, or maybe a kind of documentary of the Louvre, and what we can see here, for example, that when AI has looked throughout the video, it can recognize who are the most important people in the content, what types of objects are dominating in the video content. It knows what kind of sounds are there, what stylistic attributes are available, and other things. They even found kissing and considered that to be potential sexual nature. What our AI does is also ranks who are the most important people, so you can use that to highlight, for example, who are the most dominant persons. So right now in this this clip, the Andrew Hussey is getting most of the face time, so you can click straight to the timeline and find out the significant moments of him. But also, importantly, they spent a lot of picture time for Mona Lisa, which is of course one of the highlights of the museum. If you look even further down, it can see if people are grouped together. So we can find that, for example, probably the museum officer, together with the narrator, is having conversation here at the middle of the video. It can also recognize lots of different things, like dissecting things like whether there's visual arts appearing. When it comes to kind of trying to cluster all the important shots, you can search for the content. You can find, for example, all the painting related shots, and you can just click on those and try to find out what kind of paintings were actually shown in this kind of footage. Very straightforward. So this is breaking the linear way of consuming the content at the scene level. Then again, another search example I have is for sculptures, and it also demonstrates at the beginning of the film how the externals of the Louvre is having lots of these different monuments appearing. So all of these things can simplify, accelerate the content creation process quite strongly. What this can be used for? It can be used for example, stylistic fitting. So if you have a clip, let's say Donald Trump together with I think Theresa May was here, so you can see that Donald Trump had more face time, and also you can see what kind of color structure and what is actually his hair color, average hair color style as part of the, in front of the American flag. So maybe this becomes part of the American fabric, having this kind of color. So you can associate, when you are stylistically creating content, you want to associate maybe a website around it, or then you can think about what kind of shots can go after each other. And this is something where what is highly appreciated by, for example, advertising agencies. There are companies who are doing this automated kind of stylistic creation of content associating different colors together. And it also shows you the on-screen concepts that it can recognize at the moment what's happening there. So it recognizes that there's Donald Trump giving speech in front of the United States flag, and so on. Do I have time for 1 minute? Okay, so for TV series, what it can do is find out who are the most important actors or actresses in the videos, where they co-appear, and this can be used to find, for example, kind of highlights or promotional shots. Netflix has even done experiments where they fine-tune and tailor these promotional shots based on user preferences. So imagine Lord of the Rings movie, the actual kind of marketing shot might not be as attractive as or battlefield shot, and attracting the click of the movie for certain type of audiences. So customizing at that level in these kind of service front ends can actually increase the consumption of the content. Finding the right audience, getting them interested in your content, and then associating that with a high click rate. And yeah, I think that's it.
Thank you, Mika. Very interesting and somewhat scary tough stuff over there. But the final panelist is artist Antti Tenets, and Antti is introducing us to biological arts and emerging platforms. So, welcome, Antti.
I'm Antti Tenets, working for the same organization as Levi, Finnish Art Promotion Center. My field is biological arts, art and science, and technological collaborations. I'm here to show through my own body of work how these new emerging technologies are inspiring and can be as tools for artistical practices. First example is, I will bore you a bit with the graph. So the area where we are working in the biological arts and new modes are carbon-based realm like life itself, biology, biotechnological aspect, also this computerized environment with artificial life, artificial intelligence, robotics enter into the realm, and then the biotechnological art, transgenic art with transformed organisms happens. So these big trends or tendencies in technological and philosophical sense are part of the artistical process, and through this mediumistic sense, the artworks becomes quite interesting. It relates to the wider publics, wider issues that we are facing in this future of us. First example is bit playful work what we did for part of the Synergien project, which was 300 million euro project about synthetic biology by European Union, run by Karlsruhe University, Technical University. One element was a series of workshops and modules for artists to understand biotechnologies and use them as a mediums and an inspiration for the artwork. So one of the works that we did with Thierry Bardini, French philosopher, was to do prediction machine with the salt bacteria and vision recognition system. So you could actually, like, in a sense, ask about the bacteria, about different kind of questions, and the movement of the bacteria, and the modified recognition system answers it. So it was prediction machine, and it was as to the point as predictions are usually are. Next spot is augmented reality work. That this was a bit like, it came to me in that sense that my friend has a skull from Inari, from a bear that was shot in the head. So I was thinking what to do with it, what kind of artwork I could do, and I heard that there is in university they have really high definition laser scanner in archaeological department. I asked about it, could we collaborate, and then they were a bit like, what you're doing, and I was, well, let's scan the skull and see what happens. And I scanned the skull, and then tried to seek the other artists doing things, and then I heard about Connect Foundation program, and they wanted me to do augmented reality artwork, and I did it in Kalasatama Bridge last year. So it was one of the series of art programs. So I built up narration, and then there was a track. You could actually scan it with Aurelian, and then the skull emerges and the narrative emerges in beside of the bridge. So this was like coming through strange coincidentally together, but augmented reality piece and quite high definition laser scanning anyway. Next step is maybe interesting for you was the series of works that we did with the robots and AI in Kilpisjärvi with Ian Ingram, American artist, and Theon Karelse, Amsterdam-based theorist. We bring in basically vision recognition systems and robots into the Northern Lapland. Ian built it and has been building up robots that communicates with the animals. So this is, for example, work that used the raven hooves because they communicate by scratching the branches of the trees. So there's a system that recognizes ravens when they come nearby, and then it starts to communicate. And ravens are, of course, a bit blurred of what is happening. But this was not so successful work that he has previously done. He uses the squirrel emergence systems in Holland that the robots actually recognize dog entering in, and then the tails of the robot were showing squirrels that there is a danger around, and the animals actually recognize the danger based on that. So this is a philosophical, playful part of the work. I did some hacking of the drone cameras because I use basis of inspiration of Nature article about hawks seeing UV rays. So I built up UV IR range camera by hand using the Woods glass, like old methods, breaking up the cameras, building up lenses, and flying on the actual research sites. Random Forest is actually a program that is testing the AI more wide, since we use the TensorFlow, Google's vision recognition system. We teach it to northern species. We get outcomes of some bit psychedelic answers because the AI didn't recognize the environment so well. So we use it as a basis for the artworks, and it's still an ongoing process and part of the Random Forest program that actually explores different aspects of AI in nature or AI in human future. I did some orthographic imaging, and we run them also into the system. Then there's more traditional work. I use the animal tracking, animal tracks, GPS satellite tracking methods, and also like hunting methods to actually track the species. Build up traditional artworks using LED lighting, sculptures, videos, made expanded portraits of the animals because we usually see animals as a BBC style portraits done with the camera with lens cut out from the scenery. So I wanted to show the whole spectrum of male wolf, for example, during 3 months period of time. Because animal is more like a force field on the nature than actually single object or image in our screens. So this is serious work that I have been doing during the last 5 years. The last piece that I have been doing was in Manifesta in Sicily and Rome last weekend, that I used actual bird trackings from Finland. Finnish bird enthusiast has been putting satellite tracking systems with the scientists, and they actually follow the pattern how humans migrate now to the Europe. So I use this kind of correlation of biological organisms passing borders. If you take all of the border and our